Hello and welcome to Opinions of a Mortal Man. This is a video. Hello and welcome to Opinions of a Mortal Man. This is a video series where I would cover different variety of topics and conversations provided by either the subscribers or myself when I feel the need to speak my mind out or provide my opinion. Once again, these are just my opinion. You can take them however you want. It's not truth, it's not reality, just my opinion. To begin with, I would like to thank Ice King for providing me today's subject, which is the fighting game community. Thank you for that suggestion, and I will begin. To keep my life story short, I will put in the description below a list of fighting games I have played so far since I was born till now, and I try to keep this short. Quick question: would you like long videos? Because I can keep going for 15 minutes just talking about this between my life and my experiences with fighting games, or keep it all short, as I'm planning to do right now. I'll try to keep everything within 10 minutes, hopefully. So let's immediately start. And the main topics of conversation I want to get with this fighting game community scene is three things. And basically what those are is how I consider players when they start up a game. And those are the casual player. We're starting from there, from the lowest. Well, actually, I shouldn't consider lowest. They're a type of players. They're not low, they're not high, they're just a player. Equality, let's go with that. So casual players, or like me when I was very young, we just, our brothers or maybe ourselves. Like one time I rented a game called Maze. It was for the 64, and it was really one of my really good game back then. Well, in my eyes. But in those times, you just want to play a game. If your family's around or your friends, you can play with them. You're just picking any character. You're testing them out. You find that one character you like because he looks cool, or maybe the name is awesome. For the example for me was Killer Instinct. When I saw Saberwolf for the first time, I really love werewolves. So if I just saw him, I was like, "This is the guy. This is the guy I'm gonna use." I started using him, and I liked the combos, and then, well, the small combos I could figure out at the time. And just that, I would play not to win. I would not care if I lose. I would just have fun because of the experience that I had with it, and because I get to spend time with my brothers. Considering that I didn't get to do that a lot, because they had school, and I had school too, but I was in the house for a lot more time than them. And it was really nice when I get to play something with them, because they're the ones who bought the console, so they had more playtime than me. So whenever I could like sneak myself in there, I would enjoy my time. But yeah, that for me is a casual player. Just someone who's trying everything, experimenting with everything, trying to find a character they like. And if they found that character, they're just gonna keep playing the same character just because they like him, or maybe they want to try to learn better. But they're not really going that extra mile. They're just playing to have fun. So that for me is a casual player. Then becomes the competitive player, which is where I am right now. And the reason we became competitive, and also a fun fact with my family, whenever I beat my brothers, they would always get angry. Or between playing with them, they would get angry. For one side, I knew why, because I was using, like, for example, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I would use Sentinel and Juggernaut. They had such large hitboxes, and they would take so much damage that I would hit my brother just once, and I would do more damage to him that he could do to me. He would have to do a full combo on me to almost equalize the damage, and which was a funnier part. And I would always tick him off, and I would start to laugh. But that was when I was a casual player. Now I'm a competitive player. Now I understand why he gets angry. When you fight someone who understands the game even more, and starts to do all these characters that obviously have higher priority, or just better moves in general to beat the characters you like, because that's how you started. You started with the casualness. You found this character you like, you took them to the competitive level, and you notice that the last level, which I will get to, which is the professional players, begin to defeat the one you like, because they always have the better moves, and you get this motivated, and then you jump to the next phase, which is the professional players. These guys are playing to win. They're the guys who go to tournaments or go the distance. No matter how far they need to travel, they will go to tournaments. They know their characters. They have studied them. They have practiced them. They have watched videos. They have actually tried things on their own, found new things, new technology, tested out with other players, or maybe their friends too, and notice that this works. I can win, or at least I can go very far with this. And they go to tournaments to win, because that's their job basically. And when something becomes like your job, where you have to dedicate yourself completely, otherwise you lose it, something like that, you get fired. Nobody wants that, because if you get fired, you no longer have money, you start to have problems. And for them, I guess they do. If they don't win the tournament, they have to actually go back to work. Or a lot of them probably do work, and they just want their that fighting game tournaments to be their job, because they have fun with it. I'm sure they do. I mean, they have to, right? I'm. That's kind of what pushes me back, why I'm still a competitive player, because the characters that I use, I did slap in Doom. If anyone watches my Marvel vs. Capcom videos, Doom is there just to balance out my team. That's pretty much why he's there, because he's the top player. I do like Doom, well, at least the way they made him in the game. I don't read a lot of comics as far as Marvel vs. Capcom go. I'm going off topic here again. Sorry for that, but that is pretty much a staple point. I balance out my team with a higher character, but it's not the one I originally started with. I like to keep my character loyalty, but if I were to jump into this professional level, into this new ground for me, I know I will not get far. I would lose quite. I'm sure I could beat a couple of guys, but I know it won't take long before I lose, because I would find other competitive players who are not really trying to just win. They're just doing what I do, taking the team that I liked, the characters that I enjoyed, and push myself in there to try to win. But these professional players, they have to win, and so they have to use all of the techniques, strategies, technology that works and has worked for them for years, and is what brought them money, and has kept them alive basically. So they have to do that, because that's what they need to do. And like in any job, you gotta do what you gotta do, and that's what I think about the fighting game community. I will add a little bit more, because I still have 2 minutes, and I will explain a little bit more in details to that and my experiences with fighting games, because again, for me, it derives those three things. You're either casual, competitive, or professional. I'm right now in the middle ground, because I have been to tournaments, and that's one of the fighting games I consider fighting games because of that, and I will mention it, is Super Smash Bros. Brawl. And it was that moment that I started to become more competitive, thanks to that game, because I went on the internet, I went to All This Brawl, which is a website for this, and I started to meet new players. I started to fight against them, put them against the character that I liked ever since I was a casual player, which was Yoshi. I was again, when you're a casual player, you don't know what you're doing. You're just doing what works for you at the time, or you just like the character and you use them. When I went to All This Brawl, I started to get better with my character. I started to study what the moves I had worked against other people. What should I be doing? What should I not be doing? Which moves I should just not use at all, or very very little, just to use them to mind game, to trick the opponent. And again, this is how it begins to grow. When you understand, you know the character you're using, you're trying to push that character to be even better. You're pushing yourself to be better. That's when you become competitive. And when you lose, it's because you now understand the game. And that's why I think my brothers got frustrated, and now I get frustrated when I play games and lose. Because we understand how the game works now, why we were defeated, why we consider that our defeat was unfair, because that the character that we most likely lost against was programmed, or maybe the programmers didn't even knew what they were creating, and they ended up creating this monster that the professional players discovered and made it into a monster. So unfortunately, that's what you gotta pick, and when you enter this fighting game community, just know and understand that depending where you want to be on these 3 levels, it's up to you. I can't really go back to being a casual player anymore, and I think that's one of the problems. Once you go forward, you can't really go back anymore, because it's already in here. You understand the things now, and which is kind of why I'm afraid to go into professional level, because even right now, I try to pick other characters in Ultimate Marvel, but I begin to lose and I get dismotivated, and I don't want to use those characters anymore, and I go back to what I like, to the characters I do win with, and that's a problem. Now I can't go back, because the more I go forward between casual, competitive, and professional, you start to have a harder time to go back, because you get that instinct that you want to win. So, as a word of advice, be sure of what you want before you start to walk forward, because once you get the road going, you can't go back. Overall, that's my opinion. I'll try to summarize it in a single quote in the description below. And I think it would pretty much end like that. Choose your path. Like any fighting game, especially Mortal Kombat would say, pick your destiny. Who you want to be, how you want people to see you. Do you want people to admire you? Do you want to surprise people? Do you want to win? Do you want the money? Or are you just playing to have fun, just to absorb the experience of meeting new people, to absorb the experience that whoever you picked, whoever you decided to be your wingman, ever since you pop in that game and you saw that character, you were like, this is the one, and you practice him, you got really good, and you decide, I'm not going to be like the professional players, I want to win with this character, and you actually win, even knowing that you will eventually lose against a professional player, or maybe actually win the whole thing with your character. It is the most satisfaction you'll ever receive, and for me, that's what I want. I hope one day I can go to a tournament and win with Spider-Man, to show everyone that with great power there's a great responsibility. Or to not be so cliche, when there is a will, there is a way. That's my opinion all about it. Fortunately, I went almost to 15 minutes about this, but that's what I think about fighting games. And why just keep this to myself? What is your opinion of fighting games? I know I probably just get 2 comments from my subscribers, but maybe someday in the future, someone out there, when I become YouTube famous, in a dream in my head, far, far away from now, maybe someone will come back to this video and watch it and leave a comment. If so, I would be so happy to see that. Anyways, my name was DYC, and I hope you enjoyed today's topic of conversation. If you have another topic that you would like to hear about from me, leave a comment. I will eventually think about something to talk about, and I'll go ahead. Remember, it doesn't have to be about games. It can be anything. It could be about life. It could be about relationships. It could be about games. It could be about my shoe. Anything. So take care. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until we meet again, have a nice day and happy... I don't know my quote. Until we meet again, take care. Oh wait, I shouldn't make it just...